now let's talk. That'll go away in a second, don't worry. So, the GTS-R from this video up over here, last summer, I think it was last summer, might have been just about a year ago. No, like maybe 11 or 10 months ago, I talked about turning this car, the Celica GTS, into my kind of dream spec, you could call it, and I called that spec the GTS-R. Taking inspiration, a lot of inspiration from like how Porsche takes the 911 from a normal 911 to the GT3 RS. I was gonna take this car from a GTS to a GTS-R. And my vision for that was like the ultimate kind of street race car daily driver. And what I mean by that is, look at this thing. You've got the body kit, the front lip, the side skirts, the valence, the wing. It looks awesome. It looks like a little road racer from the early 2000s, which it is. But I was thinking, how could we make this just a little bit better, you know? So in that video, and in a couple of videos, I've talked about suspension, coilover sway bars, engine stuff. We could turbo it. We could just tune the engine up a little bit. What else? Just things, little things like, think of the GT3 RS, right? What does it have? It has upgraded bodywork, upgraded aero, upgraded interior, upgraded engine, lighter weight. That was what I wanted to do with this thing. Still have a daily driver, a really nice daily driver, but just more. Take the Celica GTS and turn it up to 11. Fast forward to September of 2021, the rear main seal went on this car, which started into the whole transmission rebuild, which just kept going wrong over and over again. There was hiccups after hiccups, just stuff couldn't seem to go right. This car had about 7 months of just bad luck from September until 3 weeks ago. So sometime in April, right at the end of April, I got it back. Or no, yeah, right at the end of April, I got it back. So this car just had a streak of bad luck, which delayed the entire GTS-R process, because I could have bought parts over the off season, could have put some of those parts on over the off season. All that stuff got delayed, and while I was getting delayed and pushed back, the budget that I had set aside to do that just kept on getting eaten up by the repairs that this thing kept on needing. The longer this car kept having issues, which wasn't the car's fault, it was the fault of me being not hard on them, me being hard on the cars and breaking them. And 2, we had that one really bad shop that was totally shady. And then, you know, 3, we had COVID parts delays, which COVID has affected everything from food to housing to even getting simple parts like for this thing. But then it was just money kept on getting eaten up and time kept on getting eaten away, which brings us to the question, is it even worth continuing that build now? People are staring at me. Now the question is it even worth continuing the build now? I already have the answer in my head, but let me know down below because I want to hear your guys' opinions. Basically though, it's that we are right now, beginning of May. Now I could do something really, really quick, like as quickly as I could, to make this thing into some sort of a GTS-R for the spring and summer season, which I would love to do. Then the question is, do we keep the car after this season? And like then we could turbo it and really go all out. Like we could do full suspension, like I mean sway bars, poly bushings, coilovers, everything. Go full, we could go all out. We could get a turbo kit for this thing. We could turbo it or supercharge it. I think turboing is the way to go. I like superchargers personally, but I think turboing this kind of car is the way to go. I hope my arm's been lining up with that the whole time. But that's the question, is it even worth continuing this build, or is it worth having one more fun summer season with it and then cutting my losses and moving on, because the market's hot for these things right now. These things are selling for a lot more than I paid for this one. The only trick is, with the market being high for this, the market's high for literally everything else. So even if I sold this for double what I paid for it, which you could probably get right now, that still leaves me with like a lot of money, but everything else is even more money, right? So maybe it's worth keeping this and continuing it and seeing the whole build through to the end. I don't know. You guys let me know down below what you want to see. I'm definitely going to be keeping this car for the rest of the season because I love the thing. It's a great car. I mean, look at it. For the money, you're not going to get, for the money of what I paid for this thing, you're not going to find something that looks this sporty and this awesome for this price. And, you know, leather, sunroof, sound system, the kit that's on it. I love this thing. So then that last season, you got to remember, I put these lights on it, which are actually really cool. If you look at them, the stock Celica light has a little bump for the low beam, but this one is all smooth and tucked in with the fender. We still got these fast wheels, which I would like to get refinished, just in this color, like same color, but these ones on this side are pretty good, but the other side, they're a little rough. There may have been an incident, but I'd like to get them redone in the same sort of, like, they're dirty right now, but same sort of like gunmetal gray. I need center caps. The brakes, they're still EBCs. They're probably getting towards the end of their service life, but probably do EBCs or Stop Tech again this time, maybe Brembos. The interior, actually the interior is pretty clean right now. I love the interior on this car. Let me get the keys so it'll shut up. The interior on these things, I love this. You've got the facelift seats, which the pre-facelift cars had all smooth leather, but the facelift seats have this perforated leather in the center of it and on the bottom, so it's smooth on the edge. This in the bottom. You've got the factory JBL audio system, which is really, really cool that this thing still has like the factory system in it, because most of them just get swapped out for some terrible head unit. My last Celica had the exact same thing. The facelift cars also got the perforated leather on the steering wheel. Actually, I don't know if it was just the facelift cars or all GTSs had this tooth leather going on. My last Celica, which was just a GT, had this leather all over it, but the GTS has this like perforated here and on the center. I've still, of course, got my carbon fiber gauge cluster, which, yes, does add weight, Sean, before you comment that, because I know you will. It looks cool, and I have to look at the gauge cluster all the time, so why not have a little bit of eye candy there, right? As for the interior, though, like, I don't think there'd be anything I would really necessarily change in here other than window tint. I want to get the windows tinted. And then again, as for the exterior, like, the exterior is the one thing that the GTS-R project last summer, before, like, shit hit the fan with this car, that I managed to actually get all that done, because we got the wing on it off of Ryan's car. Watch that in this video. We got the wheels and the body kit came with the car. So look, in the looks department, the car's pretty much there. Oh, and we did the wrap. We got the vinyl on the end plates, the top of the wing, and the roof. We did do that. So in the looks department, I think this car is ready to go. To finish the build, it would be suspension, brakes, maybe the engine. Like, we could just upgrade the engine a little bit this year, and then maybe if I keep the car next season, then maybe think about doing the turbo kit, which would be fun. The trick is once you do the turbo kit, the reliability of this thing, which, you know, I shouldn't say that after it's been down for 7 months, but this thing, for the most part, when it runs properly, has been extremely reliable. It's Toyota, right? It's just going to start and run. Even with the Lotus head on it, these things are still incredibly reliable. So that's the only thing, is once it goes down the turbo route, you can't always count on it as a daily driver like you can now, right? Even though I daily the Bonneville, for the most part, this, if I need to, you can start up and drive it. I'd trust this thing to drive across the country. Both of my cars, I'd trust them to drive across the country, but you might lose that confidence a little bit with the turbo kit. So let me know what you guys want to see. If you've had enough of this car and it's time to move on to something else, let me know. If you would like to see the GTS-R build through to the end, let me know, because I would actually like to finish it, because I really, really like the idea. But let me know if you guys don't like it. I'll certainly take that into consideration moving forward. As usual, guys, thank you for watching this episode of Scully Productions. Don't forget to, as always, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next episode.